So as I was saying, let's precept it. We're going to go to stay in Judges 14:4. What does it say? But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord, and he sought an occasion against the Philistines, for at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. All right. So just, hammering in the point that the Philistines were the rulers of the Israelites during the time of Samson. All right. And, the beginning of verse 4 in Judges 14, it says, but his father and mother knew not that it was of the Lord. And that was because they were against him taking on this woman, all right, from the Timnah, because she wasn't of the brethren. And, but it shows you that, hey, the Lord set this up, and the father and mother, in this case, were out of line because they knew not that it was of the Lord, it says right here, okay? So showing you that, hey, you can take on heathen women, but you probably don't want to, that's not going to be your wife. She may be a concubine. So back to verse 15. Start at 11. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock. Oh, I already read that. Let's go to 12. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. So he had to talk to these 2/3, and he didn't even trust these 2/3. That's how it is. An elect can't trust a 2/3. You know what I mean? Verse 13. And they spake unto him, saying, no, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand, but we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rock. So they you know what I'm saying? They weren't going to kill him, but they were like, we're going to take you to the hand of the Philistines. That's that 2/3 mentality, That's how it's going to be in Jacob's trouble, man. These 2/3 are going to be like, infiltrating the men of the Lord, trying to sell them to Esau. They'll make some money, or maybe Esau will give them some food when they're hunting down the or actually I should say when they're hunting down like the men of the Lord, the prophets in Jacob's trouble. These 2/3 are going to be selling you out, if you're an elect. Verse 13, and they spake unto him, saying, no, but we will bind. Okay, I already read that. 14. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from his hands. All right, so Samson, he had, spiritual powers. He had extraordinary strength, And verse 15, he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So he was just literally fucking people up with a jawbone from a donkey. Alright? Like a baseball bat, you know what I mean? He was swinging that jawbone. He slayed 1,000 men with the jawbone. So he was literally just tearing shit up with a jawbone. Swinging it like a baseball bat the jawbone of an ass. Alright, let's go to 16. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called the place Ramath Lehi. And he was sore athirst, and called on Yahweh, and said, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst? and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised. All right, and the uncircumcised just basically means these Philistines, because they weren't, right now it would be considered Esau, Edom. Uncircumcised meaning they didn't make a covenant with Yahweh, meaning the laws and the statutes and commandments, these people weren't following them, and just like Esau doesn't in America. That's what that's dealing with. Verse 19. But Yahweh clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof En Hakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. All right. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. All right. So Samson, he was a righteous judge of Israel. And remember, we talk about it. To be a judge in Israel, you must know the scriptures. So Samson was a prophet. He understood the scriptures. To be a judge, you have to be, Yahweh has to deal with you with these scriptures and these verses. All right. And for, 20 years, 20 years is 20 years of experience, with this truth, The elders actually have more experience than that at this moment. But hey, a lot of us are still children in this thing, We're still the little ones. All right. But, I didn't prepare much. I just wanted to go over Judges chapter 15, all right? So that was it. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes to the elder apostles, the great millstone, for teaching us this truth. And I want to acknowledge all the Akyam pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom to the elect.